And good morning. It's the 17th of May 2020, Sunday morning. Let's get you a time check. Be a couple of hours after this before this goes online. But it is 20 to 7. Proper urban agoge wake up time. So yeah. I'm out in the woods. Early morning. The sunshine is just starting up. So yeah. Didn't get a whole lot done yesterday. I'm suffering from postal inhibition at the moment. I'm waiting for a few bits of equipment to turn up, and I really don't want to have to hike out to the nearest post office in order to go pick it up. So that's kind of a hassle. So yeah, and I don't have any post today, so I've got no excuse not to get some stuff done. I'm just waiting on some final bits and bobs from China. A few electronics tools and a few bits and bobs, some of which I think will turn up, some of which maybe will lost. I'm going to be almost okay with it, as long as it all goes. I hope the whole rig is working. Should have a nice uninterrupted run. Well, an uninterrupted ramble. Well, you know, I mean, it's one of the things I didn't talk about last year on Urban Agoge. It was about this time I was starting to do the army fitness stuff. I've been feeling pretty unhealthy for the past few months. But that's because I've been unhealthy. So yeah. I've been eating badly and getting very little exercise, but I think I'm turning the corner now. Pretty much put on all the weight that I lost doing Urban Agoge again. So, you know, you don't treat lockdown as an opportunity, and you'll come out of it and all you'll be is, you know, fat and depressed. So yeah. I was talking to my dad last night about the ludicrous mismanagement of COVID-19 in those countries where you've got a right-wing leader. And because, you know, I don't think that this particular pandemic is going to leave any family untouched. You know, the big thing is that, you know, it can't be hidden. It can't be hidden in economic minorities. It can't be hidden in, you know, racial minorities or gender minorities anymore. You know, they really have demonstrated that they don't much care for us. You know, and whilst I hope that this will be a learning experience for the, you know, the average voter, I don't think it will be. I think they'll hold off on unlocking everything. Everybody will back to work, there'll be another spike and everybody will just ignore it. So yeah. But, you know, that doesn't depress me. I'm sure there are a few million people worldwide that will look at it and go, this was heinously mismanaged in order to make people in corporations happy. So yeah. Who knows? But it has pointed out that these people don't really know what they're doing. You know, they don't even know that they don't know what they're doing. It's like a... turn this around. And they weren't even smart enough to ask scientists. But, you know, you could look at it another way. Maybe they were smart enough to ask scientists, but what the scientists said wasn't going to make them happy. You know, it was going to hurt their bottom line. So yeah, who knows? I hope people's behaviour will improve, and I hope that improvement of behaviour countrywide, you know, leads them to be a bit more compassionate. You know, if they've experienced loss, yeah, let's go down to the river, have a little check out. So yeah, it's a bit maudlin, isn't it? So yes, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff out there. A lot of things where people are coming to a conclusion. I'm always really amazed that this is sand. Like a little weird forest beach. I don't know where this river is getting its sand and its silt. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. So yeah, so you look at the course of the river, that has changed massively. Very weird. So yeah, we're just going to be seeing improvement in the way the human race acts. If not, you know, can you imagine interviews with Church of Server monks on television? Well, what is it you're doing? Oh, we're setting up a diplomatic embassy on behalf of the human race. And then when they say, well, you know, that's a bit high-handed, it's like, we've just watched you, you know, wander about destroying the planet for profit, you know. What do you think at the very least? First contact should be made by a better representative of humanity than so far we've voted for. Because we can't trust you not to screw up first contact. So he started Starfleet as an illustration that humans can do things despite hardship, and all they need is their imagination. So yeah, who would you rather, you know, a more technologically advanced or intellectually superior being, who would you rather they talk to? You know, the US military, or somebody that meditates and thinks about things and has a, you know, a moral code. So yeah. You know, can you think of anything more fun to do in the last 20 years of existence on this planet than you know, basically build a bunch of people that are capable of speaking on the defence of humans? Because they're going to ask us some serious questions. But yeah. Are we going to make it to type 1 civilizations? Nope, not at this rate. We're going to stay at type 0, we're going to burn out like a type 0. So, you know, and if there was a group of people on Earth, you know, that was into this idea, didn't believe that this the system that we currently live under now could be better. So yeah, and I believe that, you know, I think that that reputation-based, you know, concept. That's where your wealth is. Your wealth is in what you can do and what you can imagine and what you're capable of. The only people that don't like that idea are the people that really know that they can't do anything useful. You know, they pay other people to do useful things. So yeah. If nothing else, it should be fun. You know, and what if that, you know, that organisation 10 years from now builds a spacecraft? Or buys one? You know? You know? Or how much would a space station cost if you were really thinking about it? And you reused other stuff? Probably a few billion. But that's, you know, that's within the purview of some of your more wealthy billionaires. So why not? But yeah, it's not good. So, you know, you could surrender to the now, which is a valid thing to do. Just enjoy yourself in a very hedonistic way. I wouldn't blame you if you did. Or, you know, you could do both. You could live a hedonistic lifestyle, and when the culture gets up and running and it looks like a good idea to people, just throw some money at it. So, you know, at least somebody, you know, is keeping the lights on as far as human civilization goes and human progress goes, that isn't based purely on capitalism and exploiting other people. Yeah, you know, a non-exploitative lifestyle. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? How would we do that? And the answer to that is for other smarter than me people. There's all sorts of problems to solve. Yeah, we can build a commune. And yes, we can make it a really sort of techno-savvy commune. You know, there's no excuse for not knowing something. And, you know, just get humans to do what they do best. Organise themselves and solve problems. So yeah. At the very least, it could be an interesting live action role play. Could be a fun place to go on holiday. And you just chill out, knowing that your food was grown local. You know, knowing that nobody was exploited to provide you with some time out. And some sensible people to talk to while you're on holiday, that kind of thing. So yeah. You know, even if that's all it ever achieved. But that would be a bit of a shame. You know, you're talking about a planet where certain media can get millions of views. And, you know, it's people that run charities for amazingly specific things, helping a tiny proportion of the population. Those, you know, that's a good thing to want to do. But, you know, triage people. This is species triage. There needs to be a pattern where people can opt out of this. You know, have a trade delegation. You know, have an interface person that deals with real world people, and then everybody that doesn't want to, that just thinks that the majority of other people aren't really thinking about the big picture. It's like a cognitive dissonance. You know, I'll do the heavy thinking. yeah. Does it pass rule 1? Does it pass the concept of, would you be part of the organisation you're talking about even if you weren't in charge? Yep. You know, as long as it stayed, if I could find enough people for whom the ethics of the thing are suitable, and then, you know, and we find somebody that can maintain a conscious grasp of, let's see if we can fall over again today. If you can, you know, the ideas behind it, and as long as that still suits everybody, yeah, I'd mop floors, mate. You know, would I mop floors if I could get a spot on the Starship Enterprise? Yes, sir. Absolutely. You know, without a second's hesitation. You know, I'd wash dishes on Voyager. You know, I'd be totally okay with that. But, you know, that's how it is. You know, would I dig latrine pits? Yep. In order to be where the cool people are, yep, I dig latrine pits. Raise children, change diapers, fix a bone, solve an equation, pilot a starship, live gallantly, give orders, take orders. Specialization is for insects. And that last sentence, that's on my cookery. It's etched into the side of my cookery. Specialization is for insects. Dash Robert Heinlein. I think it's important. I mean, we're seeing during the coronavirus how specialization goes. You know? My sister's partner is very worried about their job with the economic damage that's been done. Imagine living in a lifestyle where you had your own personal space and you had a short list of stuff to do. Imagine that. Imagine not worrying about it anymore, knowing that you're generating your own power, sorting out your own water supply, growing the majority of your own food, generating a certain amount of income. You know? And that's why I refer to them as fortress monasteries. They're like monasteries, it's like the foundation. You know? We can see a failure of the economy looming on the horizon, and behind that a failure of the ecology and a failure of society. How do you think people are going to react when they can't get a glass of water? They're going to freak out. You know, they're already freaking out because we asked them nicely to stay home and they couldn't manage that. Why are ducks so skittish? You know, when an animal runs away from you, just as a biped carnivore, you just think, I'm going to eat one of them. So yeah, it's coming. It's going to be very, very minor. We're seeing it already. We're seeing the fact that, you know, the lunatics are running the asylum. You can't really ignore it anymore. So yeah. So your mission out there, should you choose to accept it, is to spread the word, really. You know, if it sounds like a good idea for us all to take off, buy some land that nobody wants, build in a shed load of hydroponics bays, generate a load of electricity, start stockpiling all the information on planet Earth, you know. But even before it's there, pretty much all the people that watch this have, you know, a varied skill set. They like knowing how to do stuff. You know, they could be persuaded, even if they don't do it right now, to stockpile data. You know, they could be reminded that there are lots of skills that we may not have, but it's not that complicated, especially not if you're going via solar and wind. How hard would it be? How much money would it cost? You know, get yourself a bunch of Edison batteries, they're pretty good. Get yourself a shitload of solar panels. Hook up a washing machine barrel to a bicycle. You know, it's not complicated. Most of the things that would be really hard to give up can be replicated in an off-grid manner. You know, spend some time, you know, essentially doing the work that monks did in the 12th century, you know, illuminating scripts, copying books, printing them out, making the assumption that people are going to fuck up some of your supply chain, because they will, you know. So print books, audio tapes, you know, long-term stockpiles of components and bits of equipment where you can build, you know, things like heart monitors. You can build, you know, super cheap stuff, you know. How hard is it to make an MRI machine? I bet it's not that hard. I bet it don't cost that much. You know, as an individual, can you buy medical supplies? Yes, you can. As an individual, can you train to be a paramedic? Yes, you can. You know. So yeah, imagine what the children of that society would be like. Well, I've seen it in microcosm. When I was living at the teepee, they homeschooled their kids for a bit and then they sent their kids to school. And it turned out their kids could basically sit back for about 2 years and pretty much not do anything compared to the children that were being taught by the state. Would it be a good field trip for children? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Solve problems. But it is all, you know, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's true. Break down the task into the smallest possible bits. So the smallest possible bits is for me to produce the culture intro. And that's a very delicate thing because the main weapon is YouTube. And out there, I need some help if we're going to do this. If you agree that this is a cool thing to do, and I intend to keep Urban Agoge going, you know, think about it, you know. It's just me, you know, and a few interested rangers. There's me and Harlequin and, you know, people like that. And Rembimon, and Kevin is a Geek, and Direct Current, and Zoo Echoes, Iron Angel, Mr. Echo, Misanthropic Gods. There's all those people out there with, you know, far more skill than I'll ever possess at figuring stuff out. You know, far more concentration power than I have. They can really focus on these things and pretty much do whatever it is they feel like doing, you know, as far as learning skills goes. And I find that amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna need their help. I'm going to need your help. If I didn't name you, then I'm sorry, you know. There's all sorts of people out there. You know, there's people coming onto the Rangers forum and discussing things and going, wow, stuff's fucked up. And it's like, yeah, okay, stuff is fucked up. You could probably find out that stuff was fucked up on any Facebook feed. But I'm not entirely sure how many Facebook feeds include this is what we should do. And unfortunately, we're all kind of introverted, so we need to open up and reach out. Yeah. I refuse to believe that the 20 or so people I know as a result of doing Rangers over the years, and then Urban Agoge, and then being involved and listening to rant, I refuse to believe that's it on planet Earth. there's bound to be more people. You know? And this is it. This is, you know, if you've ever read Dune, you know, this is the true meaning of jihad. The internal struggle. Now, there's a lot of good ideas in the Quran. There's a lot of bad ideas, but you've got to look at the source. We're talking about people that were just sorting their lives out very recently. You know, 1500 years ago. And then before that, another bunch of people came up with some really stupid rules that would oppress the shit out of people. And we call them Christians. And their stuff is only about 500 years older than Islam, which with the speed of communications in the ancient world is nothing. You know? And then before that, we've got Judaism, clocking in at a couple of thousand years before that. And then before that, you've got, you know, the Greeks with their pantheistic thing. And before that, you've got the Minoans. Before them, you've got the Babylonians and the Sumerians. You know? And the Toltecs and the Aztecs. And they all came up with rules. And they all came up with a way to push forward, to multiply, to have the most people. And now we need to stop that. So, you know, when your rule set, you wouldn't leave a computer running for 6,000 years with the same instruction set. I doubt it. So we need a new one that doesn't discourage people from joining because they think they won't fit in. Everybody's welcome. You know, as long as you understand some of the basic tenets. You know, we need to get a bit more organised. We really do need some outside help as a species. Let's look at that. You know, it would be healthier to learn how to do more stuff and to be more productive. But being more productive in a capitalist system just means greater profits for someone that doesn't have your best interests at heart. Whereas the profits for somewhere like something like the culture, we ploughed in to allow as many other people to just walk away as it was possible to have. You know, let's rescue humanity one person at a time. And even if we don't manage to sort it out, it will feel a lot better when the end comes than if we're all just encouraged to be selfish dicks. You know, we're all encouraged to hoard our information and hoard our skills rather than sharing them. You know. And then maybe we might get some visitors from other realms. You know, it might be worth visiting. We're a bit more chilled out. And I know those Buddhist guys, you know, in Tibet look all chilled out, but that really is a class that exists by, you know, not but by fiscally oppressing all the people, you know, for the most part, that they come into contact with. It's very much a caste system in sort of Tibetan Buddhism, with the Dalai Lama and all those people. You know, he was right at the top of the food chain. Very angry that he wasn't remaining there. You know, he's still at the top of the food chain. He's a celebrity. You know, all the other celebrities pander to him because they want that sort of divine blessing. Well, the divine is inside you. Nobody that you will come into contact with or have a conversation with can bestow a blessing on you. You know, or divinity upon you. Can't be done. You know, it's a bit like hiring someone to make you cool, you know, whatever that means. You hire a specialist advisor that's all about making you cool. You'll never really be cool, you'll just be pretending to be cool. If another human anoints you as divine, you know, apart from, you know, you look divine in that outfit, type divine, the actual divinity can't be bestowed on people. You know, cool can't be bestowed on people. So it is. It's, you know, cool as far as spiritual type people are concerned. Oh, did you give me all your money? Oh, that's very cool of you. Did you work and tithe 10% of all your food to our church? Yeah, brilliant, thank you. You're very cool. How cool of you. So yeah, think about that. You know, I'm quite happy for this, you know, I'll be alright as long as I tried. You know, and maybe out there somebody's got a better idea and there's a group of people I could join, but I'm not seeing it. You know, all the groups that I could join are looking at one facet of the problem. You know, the big problem with Extinction Rebellion is it's a very middle class rebellion, and people are quite happy with their place in society and don't believe it should be evened out, as far as I can tell. You know. So yeah, you know, they're not helping me out. They're not interested in rampant capitalism. They are rampant capitalism in their nice houses with their privately educated kids and all that sort of shit. You know, but even they can see that the end is coming, even if they don't understand what it's like to be skint. You know, how much of the world's environmental pollution comes about as a result of poverty. You know, making people poor, making people aspire to not be poor because it sucks. You know. So yeah, humanity could do better. You know, so if you think that humanity could do better, you know, now's the time. Now's the time to push in this direction, even if you disagree with some of the things I've been talking about. You know, I will, you know, as long as there is some common ground, you know, we could do something. That's why I'm kind of into, you know, being open towards all religions. As long as the people in those religions don't try and oppress anybody else within the culture, they're welcome. Believe what you like. You know, it's when you come and try and make other people believe it because you feel a bit silly for believing it, then it's a bit wrong. You know, if you're right and we're wrong, cool. But, you know, we weren't given this the ability to reason from, you know, even if you believe in God, at some point, every parent wants their child to succeed where they failed, if they're a good parent. And if they don't, they're not a good parent. So yeah, that's about all I want to talk about this morning. I'm pretty much done. I managed to not fall over, that's good. 2 days in a row where I didn't face plant in the dirt. So yeah, thanks for watching. Do take care. Where am I going? Who's coming with me? And never get the order messed up. See ya.